Here are 3 ways to relieve anxiety in this highly stressful world of 2021. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean. Welcome to my channel where I give you the knowledge you need to spiritually awaken and ascend with clarity and confidence. So 2020 and 2021 have been something else, haven't they? I mean, it has been like a rolling disaster. And many people are experiencing very high levels of fear and anxiety, which is completely understandable because it's kind of like we're on foreign territory right now on this planet. And fear and anxiety are not very helpful when you're trying to maintain a high vibration and focus on your awakening and your ascension process. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can change your life to relieve all of the fear and anxiety that this new year of 2021 has brought us. But before I share these 3 things, I want to point out something else that is really important to be mindful of. The powers that be and the controllers of this planet have clearly stated that they do not want the lockdowns and the mask wearing and the social distancing and all that stuff. They don't want that stuff to end anytime soon, if ever. I mean, so far we have been living through this for an entire year, and there's still no real sign of this abating. And I can't help thinking that last year we were kind of like lambs to the slaughter, very naive, when we believed the lie that we were told that this all was just gonna last for 2 weeks. So because there are so many steps being taken and messages being given to us that there are things being put in place to make this whole situation a lot more permanent, we as cosmic beings need to respond appropriately to this situation in a way that is in our best interests. So the first thing we need to do is to recognize what a massive collective planet-wide trauma this has been. And we also need to recognize that this whole thing is kind of like a rolling trauma that just keeps on going. Now, the reason it's important to recognize this is that's what will enable us to make some serious adjustments in our consciousness in order to put ourselves on a path of healing and restoration before too much damage is done. So this is a time to be acutely mindful and very self-aware regarding your situation and how you actually feel. It's a time to be very aware of your own energy and of any energetic changes taking place within you. And then we need to consciously adjust and take full command of how we adjust. And this is a very different thing than just reacting to all of this out of fear. When we react out of fear, we just risk doing even more damage to ourselves. And there's a much better way to handle all of this, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So here are the 3 things that you can do to relieve anxiety and put your life on a positive path where you feel in command again. So the first thing you need to do is to maintain a positive mindset. Now, before you assume that you know what that means, let me show you something that you probably didn't notice before. There is a big difference between maintaining a positive mindset and living in denial about what is actually going on. A positive mindset should not be confused with denying reality or lying to yourself about it. Denial and lying to yourself in order to feel better is only a smokescreen that will weaken you and make you unable to respond in much more optimal ways. So let me give you an example. Now, we have all been very fond of the phrase, the light always wins. And technically that is very true. But exactly when the light wins is another matter altogether. I mean, I think we would have all preferred that the light would win like 20, 30,000 years ago, maybe. But as a matter of physics, it is 100% true that indeed the light always wins. See, if you turn on a light in a dark room, the light will be victorious and the darkness will cease to exist to whatever degree the light can fill that room. It's always a matter of degrees. And that's because darkness is the absence of light. So that room will stay dark for as long as it takes for someone to turn a light on. I mean, that room could stay dark for 5 minutes or it could stay dark for 100 years. See, if you light a tiny birthday candle in a huge dark room, there will be some light, but there's still going to be a lot of darkness. So if you want to completely eliminate the darkness in such a huge room, you're going to need an awful lot of light, not just a tiny candle here and there. So when we repeat the assumption the light always wins, it can actually lead us to thinking that it doesn't really matter what we actually do. We start to think, well, the end has already been determined, the light wins, so yay. Now, I want to point out that there's a hidden belief behind this statement. Behind the statement, the light always wins, is a hidden belief that the light always wins in the very near future. But we don't really know that for sure, do we? I mean, we're certainly not on that trajectory at this moment in time. See, we want our positive mindset to have some real power. We want it to actually have an impact. If it's going to have that impact, it needs to rest upon a conscious recognition of where we are right now, and also an awareness of what is our current trajectory at this particular moment in time. See, this way you are dealing with the actual manifesting reality, which is what is going to ultimately give you real traction with your positive mindset. It's going to lend power to your positive mindset because you're not coming from a place of fear and denial. Instead, you're coming from a place of certainty and clarity and strength. So as of right now, in February of 2021, the trajectory that we are on looks like we will be dealing with the current situation for quite a while longer. So in that case, maintaining a positive mindset looks like this. You start by asking yourself the following question. What can I do to maintain myself physically, mentally, and emotionally at my previous healthy state of being human? The state that I was in when I was free to do whatever I wanted and I didn't have to wear a mask. You want to ask yourself, what did my energy feel like during those previous times? See, we need to ask ourselves this question and reflect on this because as more and more time goes by, we're probably going to start to adapt energetically, which is not going to be a very good situation. And we're going to forget, we're likely to completely forget what it felt like not to be in such a state of repression. So you want to take positive, creative action to support yourself in staying relaxed, happy, and feeling free. You want to focus on that as being your goal. You don't want to fall into the trap of some unconscious assumption that things will get better soon and you can just wait it out, so it doesn't really matter if you kind of trash yourself by finding various ways to escape it in the meantime. See, that's a gamble that you really don't want to take because escapism and denial is going to backfire on you later on. And that's because escapism and denial are always motivated by fear. You want to cultivate strength, not weakness. And escapism and denial will always make you weak. And that's because anything fear-based always induces weakness. See, a positive mindset is put in place when you regard preserving yourself in your natural state as being imperative and worth protecting. It's a position of strength. See, the masks, the lockdowns, the social distancing, and the mass incitement of constant fear are designed to break us down as human beings. So a positive mindset means a refusal to succumb to this in your being and with your energy. Instead, you maintain a very positive and secure attitude about yourself and your life as you know you are meant to be. And one more thing I'll say about this, a positive mindset is positive energy. It radiates out. It is power. It is your inner power manifesting. A negative mindset, on the other hand, is kind of like withdrawal. It's fear. So think about it this way, you guys. When you're in fear, you withdraw your energy, you become weak. When you are positive and you have that positive, powerful mindset about who you really are, your energy expands, your light expands and radiates. That is a position of strength. And it's kind of difficult to feel a lot of anxiety when you are experiencing yourself being in a position of strength. Now, the second way that you can relieve anxiety in 2021 is to focus on your physical health and well-being. Now, here's something that can happen when you are under lockdown and forced to wear a mask and social distance for months and months of time. If you don't do something to address your energy, your body's vibration can be significantly lowered. You can actually become more dense. See, when you were free to go out and do things and be in a sea of humanity who you could interact with everyone seeing each other's faces, your energy was also free to move. When you have the freedom to be together with other people and move around however you like, your energy can also be in a state of flow. You are free to act and interact at will. This is what it means to live at the most basic level of being human. But when you are forced to wear a mask so you can't breathe properly, and you're not allowed to go anywhere without stress and lockdowns, your energy will eventually start to stagnate. It's like trapped water that doesn't move. It becomes stagnant and polluted. In the case of our current situation, our energy can become polluted with fear and anxiety. Now, it's completely understandable to feel fear and anxiety in this situation, but that's why I want to show you these 3 ways to relieve that anxiety so you can move your life into a positive experience that supports your evolution. See, the controllers of this planet are preventing our natural movement and expression as humans. So we need to do something consciously to mitigate that for ourselves. By focusing on your physical health and well-being, you give yourself a new direction that has a positive outcome. You make a decision to take control of your energy and your vibration. Now, one of the most important things that you need to do is to physically move your body. This can take the form of taking frequent walks. It can also expand into doing more focused exercise on a consistent basis. Now, one of the best ways to move energy through your body and move that energy back into a state of flow is through dance. You don't have to know how to dance. I mean, just put on some music that you like and just move. And you're going to find that when you make an effort, a consistent, conscious effort to move your body, you're going to find your energy is going to flow. You're going to clear out a lot of that old collected junk in your energy field, and you're going to feel refreshed. You're going to feel so much more alive. And it's going to make a really big difference in this whole weird experience that we are all having. And I also suggest that you look for every opportunity you can find to breathe lots of fresh air without a mask. And pay attention to what you're eating. Personally, I believe in eating intuitively. Notice how what you eat affects your body and how it affects your energy. Let your body be your guide. And finally, get enough sleep. And, you might want to consider kicking AI out of your bedroom because those AI devices are disruptors. They actually disrupt your circadian rhythm. So essentially what I'm saying overall about this second way to relieve anxiety in 2021 is that we need to take care of our bodies according to what is actually happening here on this planet. We can't just go into denial and act like it doesn't matter. We really need to reset how we view our physical bodies so that we can preserve and protect our energy and our ability for our energy to flow. Okay, so let's now talk about the third way that you can relieve stress and anxiety in 2021. And this way is to look for any and all ways that you can think of to improve your situation. I highly recommend that you make this your new goal. This is an intention that will immediately put your life on a positive path and help you to feel like you are in control again. See, one of the main things that is causing the greatest level of anxiety in 2021 is the fact that we are no longer in control of our lives in the way that we used to be on a mass scale. See, this is exactly what the controllers want. They want to send us a message that we have no control. I mean, that's why they're scaring us with all of their fear-based news. They want us to be so frightened that we look to them to control the situation for us. See, fear and anxiety are generally induced when you feel that you have lost control of your life and your experience. So by taking away our ability to control our lives, they therefore put us into a constant state of fear, anxiety, and weakness. Therefore, the best and most important thing you can do to relieve this anxiety is to make a firm decision to take control of your life again by resolving to improve your situation in whatever way you can. The decision to take control of your life is a powerful intention that can exist as a major project that will keep you occupied in very positive ways. And it's also going to keep you thinking creatively. See, thinking creatively is a beautiful freedom in and of itself. And that, my friends, is a freedom that no one can take away from us. And putting yourself in a position to think creatively is also another way to keep your energy moving. Now, let me just point out what can happen if you don't take control of your life and you don't decide to improve your circumstances. Your tendency could very likely be to withdraw and go unconscious. And then feelings of hopelessness can start to set in. And feeling hopeless can then lead to a belief that it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter if I binge watch Netflix forever. Or it doesn't matter if I eat myself into oblivion. And then why not anesthetize myself with drugs and or alcohol? See, the problem is when you feel hopeless, none of these things matter anymore. Now, I can assure you that the controllers are absolutely trying to drive us into escapism and into denial. They ultimately want to drive us into a desire to escape into an AI reality, or at the very least to succumb to it because we are just worn out from all the fear, the anxiety, and the uncertainty. I mean, we can just get exhausted. So this is why I've kind of had a theme throughout this video of not succumbing to denial and escapism, because that's what they want you to do, you guys. That's the plan. So these three things that I shared with you are ways that you can restore your strength, your energetic flow, your feelings of certainty, clarity, and power, so you don't succumb to that kind of nonsense, right? And that's why I wanted to share with you these three ways that you can use to relieve and even eliminate anxiety in this crazy year of 2021. So I really encourage you to try maybe just one of these ways or even all three of these ways to relieve stress and anxiety, and give yourself the gift of feeling empowered and clear and more like yourself again. And I'm also going to put chapter timestamps in the description below, so if you want to rewatch any of these three ways, you can easily find it. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it out with anyone else who you think would benefit from this information. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I am here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday with all new videos. And with that, I'm sending you so much love, light, and positive energy. And I so look forward to seeing you in the next video. Namaste.